Hey everybody, I'm Rook. Welcome to the table. Here we are opening the second starter deck of May 2020. My personal favorite over the two. This is the Twisted Nightmare starter deck. We have it right here. We just opened Match to Millennium. As you can see, we have the mat here already out. I'm going to go ahead and bust this one right open, and I'll show you exactly what's in this box. I haven't done these starter deck openings before, so it's weird because you guys know exactly what's coming in the box. It's not like I'm doing a box opening where it's like, whoa, look at this. You guys know what's coming. Here are Bakura and Marik, the two new characters that these starter decks are made around. And look at that, we got another Speed Duel mat here. Let's lay that out. We got double the mats right here. Alright, what do we want to start with? I'm going to start with the Marik deck. I personally am really excited about the Marik deck here, so let's go ahead and get started. Please wait for 30 minutes while I struggle and figure out how to get this open, because these are a pain in the butt. Marik deck, we're going to look at a lot of burn cards. The core deck, we're going to look at a lot of fiend cards. Very drastically different from the Yugi Pegasus deck and Match to the Millennium. The Yugi and Pegasus deck is almost a little more innocent, whereas these decks are like, oh crap, this is a shadow game now. So looking at Marik, we have the ultra rare here, the Magical Stone Excavation. That is very, very pretty. I like seeing that. Magical Stone right there. And we have the Marik skills. We have Shadow Reborn. This is the one that essentially acts as a monster reborn by paying half your life points. So very versatile. A lot of these skills are very versatile. There's that one. X, like I said, monster reborn paying half your life points, which could be very, very useful. And then we have my personal favorite. This is the one that I'm using currently, and this is the one that I recommend. Hey, you don't know what skill to run? Let's run this one for the time being. This is Twisted Personality. This is the one where you get a counter every time either you or your opponent takes battle damage. And once you have 2 counters, you can discard a card randomly from your opponent's hand. Once you have 3 counters, you can destroy something face up on your opponent's side of the field. So that is super, super viable. Really, really good, and it works well around the burn cards that are in this deck. So let's go right into the cards here. I'm just going to read them out and throw them out here. Let's start with the Lava Golem. Here we go. Lava Golem, this is the first card of its kind where you are tributing, well, I guess unless you count Parasite Paranoid, you're tributing your opponent's monsters and giving them this monster, 3000 attack beater that burns them for 1000 on their standby phase. Really, really strong. A lot of good things that can lock this down with things like Nightmare Wheel in these decks too, so that's a very good card. There's the Lava Golem there. Then we got a bunch of cute dark machines here. We got Yaiba Robo, Brave Scissor, Melkid, the Four-Faced Beast, Gilgarth, that is, I think the term I heard is power creep. It's true, this is an 1800 attack normal monster. I guess the 1800 attack is normal now. I mean, 1800 attack used to be a big deal. It was Gearfried the Iron Knight, which is, I mean, that was really, really strong like 3 months ago, and there weren't too many cards like it. But now we got something like Gilgarth, so I guess 1800 is the norm now. Dark Prisoner. Oh god, here we go. Dokuroyaiba. Here are the Dark Luciuses, level 4, level 6, and level 8. Dark Lucius obviously leveling up into itself once I think it deals battle damage. It has to do something interact in combat with a monster in order to level itself up. And also level up is in this deck too. Dark Lucius level 8 is at 2800 attack, which is so huge. So if you build a deck around this, that's pretty strong if you can get it to work. Legendary Fiend. Visor Shock, that's the one that returns all sets to your hand. Yeah, that's a nightmare. Hellpoemer, right here. Mephist, the Internal General. Lady Assailant of Flames, that's one I'm looking forward to. This is the flip effect where you can burn your opponent for 800 if you remove the top 3 cards of your deck from play. Visor Des, New Doria, which is basically a Yomi ship. The Dark Geroid. Drillago, this is the one that can attack directly if your opponent has monsters that are, I think, 1600 or more attack. And notice these are a lot of dark machines. So am I seeing Heavy Metal Raiders come back? Maybe. Drillago and, oh yeah, Boganian, that's another dark machine. This is the one that burns your opponent for 600 on their standby phase. These two alone, I would try and revive a Heavy Metal Raiders deck for sure. Spells, Tribute to the Doomed. Here's the level up that works with the Dark Luciuses. Creature Seizure, Faustian Bargain, Supply Squad. This one just lets you draw for free. That's fun. Rope of Life. The Nightmare Wheel. This is essentially the Mask of the Accursed, but it's a trap card and it does not equip. So Nightmare Wheel is really good. It burns your opponent. It's monster for 500 and they basically are useless and can't do anything. We have Coffin Cellar that once your monsters on your opponent's side goes to the graveyard, they take 300 life point damage. Like I said, all these working really well with Twisted Personality, which is what you're trying to get the counters on when your opponent or you take life point damage, so you can start discarding from hand, you start destroying stuff on their side of the field. Here's Metal Reflect Slime, which is a fantastic trap that basically turns into a 3000 defense wall for you, although careful, you can get Windstormed here pretty easily. It's 0 attack. And Prideful Roar, that's another good, this is a good damage calc trap actually. We really only saw a lot of damage calc kunais, you get that extra damage there, surprise your opponent, but Prideful Roar allows you to pay life points to get there plus 300, so you're beating over a monster pretty much every time there. So this is the Marik deck, really, really good stuff. Let's move right along to the Bakura deck. So Bakura deck is going to be a lot of normal fiends, and for good reason, because the skill is, one of the skills pretty much really wants you to play a lot of fiends, so let's see what we got. Here's the other ultra rare, Santa Claus. That's actually really nice. I forgot that this was going to be shiny. So pretty, yeah. Santa Claus, another one, similar to Lava Golem, where you contribute a monster on your opponent's side of the field and give them this monster. Only 1200 attack, and you're getting rid of one of their big monsters off the field, but they can draw from it, so be careful there. But Santa Claus is a cool card. And then here are the skills for Bakura. Inner Conflict. I think this is the one where you pay half your life points and you basically change a monster. You take control of your opponent's monster until the end of the turn, so you can really use that to do some damage. And then Into the Darkness Below. This is the one that revolves around you having a lot of different fiends in your grave. Let me see. Discard one normal fiend monster, use one of the following skills. Draw a card, also flip the card over. Okay, so it's an engine to draw. And then if you have 4 or more fiend normal monsters with different names in your graveyard, add one monster from your deck to your hand. So it really lets you get the right monster you want if you play a lot of normal fiends. I don't know if that's worth it, to be honest. I mean, there are a lot of normal fiends here, but I'm not sure if there are enough to justify running Into the Darkness Below. If I built a deck around that, I'd probably make it more than 20 cards just so I had a lot of fiends. But here are the fiends coming from Bakura. We have the Dark Necrofear. Here we go, a lot of normals here. Neck Hunter, the Earl of Demise, which you saw from your childhood, I'm sure. That which feeds on life. Another reprint of Whiptail Crow. The Gross Ghost of Fled Dreams. Headless Knight, I had a lot of those when I was a kid. Earthbound Spirit. The Shadow Who Controls the Dark. And then here are some effect monsters. We have Gap the Divine Soldier. This one's the one that negates flips, I believe. Oh, did I say that right? Yeah. Dark Ruler Hades. Puppet Master. A Lesser Fiend. The Twin-Headed Wolf, which acts as, it negates card effects that happen when they go to the graveyard if you have another fiend out. Prometheus. I actually got really screwed by this one before. This one you can banish fiends from your graveyard and gives it 400 attack, and I was at the end of a game against somebody and they had so many fiends in their grave. This was a 3600 beater when they summoned it. That was super obnoxious. Lancer Archfiend, which is a piercer. Here are the Dark Mimics that allow them to draw off each other if you get the flips off. Mask of Darkness gets you a trap back. Mad Reloader. Sword of Dark Destruction, pretty basic equip. I think that's a reprint. Offerings to the Doom, that's going to be really good. That's a quick play where you just destroy a monster because, you know, whatever. But you skip your next draw phase. That's going to be really good in something like the Yugioh deck where you can't really set any traps. Here's another Twister, which is good magic removal on a face-up. Obviously, I think Nightmare Wheel is going to be played a lot, so Twister is going to be good to get rid of Nightmare Wheel. And, of course, you take life points, which is usually bad. But if you're using Twisted Personality, that might work in your favor to get a discard on your opponent. Dark Eruption gets a monster back from grave. Veil of Darkness, Allure of Darkness. Oh my gosh, this is going to be some serious draw power. You're drawing 2 cards and you're banishing a dark monster. That's going to be really good. I think we're going to see that a lot. Creeping Darkness, and then moving on to traps. Zoma the Spirit is insane. This card is, you should run 3 of them. You flip it on the end phase, and you get basically an 1800 attack monster out that you put into attack mode on your turn, and if you slam into anything, they're going to take life point damage equal to their attack if it beats over Zoma. So Zoma's really good. Watch out for Zoma. Common Charity, which we saw before, and the Forceful Checkpoint, a common reprint of that, which we saw before as well. So guys, this is the Bakura and Marik deck, or Bakura, am I saying that right? But I hope you guys enjoyed these openings. This was my first time doing a starter deck on camera. I hope that I did a good job. Please comment below if I didn't. And of course, like this video and subscribe for more. As now that I have the cards here, I'm going to be building some decks. Of course, I'm going to be using TCG Player to complete some decks, obviously, or I might just buy 2 more structure decks of the Twisted Nightmares, to be honest. I'm going to build a lot of Twisted Nightmare decks first, and then we'll see from there. But of course, you know, can't really see a lot of my friends just yet, so you might see a lot of dueling book stuff from me where they're all free, so that's good. Let's open the trade binder. Let's get these skills in here. Sorry, Commons. Here we go. So in our last video, we saw the DD Crow and Advanced Ritual Art go into the trade binder, and now here we see, I will sleeve this later, don't worry, please do not yell at me. We have the Santa Claus and the magical Stone Excavation in the trade binder, and then over here in a new folder, in a new page, we're going to have the skills. Get that Twisted Personality nice and in there. And the Into the Darkness below. And that is that. Hope you guys like this, and I will catch you later. See ya.